Welcome in, everyone. The NFL draft is one step closer with the combine completing over the weekend. We have the results, we have the numbers, we have the on field tests. And today we're going to be talking about the star of the combine, the fastest man in NFL combine history, Xavier Worthy. Is he a fit for the Chiefs? Speed aside, what does he bring to the field? Is he a real yak threat? Is his body composition frankly a concern? How does everything he did at Texas measure up to what he's going to be able to do in the NFL with the frame, with his play style, with NFL defense's play style? We're going to get into all of it right here and right now on the RGR Football channel. My name is Daniel Harms, senior film analyst, and yes, this is a Chiefs centric, but we're talking about Xavier Worthy, the player. Now, he broke the NFL Combine record of a 4.22 set by John Ross. He ran a 4.21 with a 1.49 acceleration 10-yard split metric, which is nuts. It's insane. But he is not just a speed guy. He broke out as a true freshman at Texas with 62 catches for 981 yards and 12 touchdowns his freshman season. Guy came out of high school and was putting up numbers. He's had 100 plus targets every single year. We know he has elite speed. He also really is a true yak threat. Some of this coming from the obvious after the catch on deep balls, but 7.3 yards after the catch per reception in his career. Obviously comes out as a junior, accumulates 2,755 yards over the course of the last 3 years, averaging 14 yards per catch and 26 total touchdowns on 197 catches. Now, for the Chiefs, there's a couple of mock drafts that have come out since this combine, specifically the two of the big names that I'm referencing, Dane Brugler and Jordan Reed of Athletic and ESPN respectively have mocked Xavier Worthy to the Chiefs at 32. There's going to be some questions about his body. You know, he's 5'11", 164, 165. So he has some weight concerns and some body metric concerns that people will be talking up, and some teams won't like what they see. That will be a red flag for them. So let's go ahead and jump into the tape and see what Xavier Worthy brings. I mean, we're going to start off hot because that's the only thing that he knows is speed. We have the speed demon, but what I like about this rep is that he understands he's got some space to the outside and he's not going to get pushed down outside. He has that first step acceleration, the burst to go to the outside with this cornerback. And what I like about it, again, you see the safety up top here. We're looking at some cover one look with a deep safety, and you've got man coverage here. You've got man coverage here, but the Longhorns are going to do a little bit of play action here. And what that does is really allows Worthy to get upfield and down that right sideline without the threat of the safety coming over, because, you know, college, Texas is still a very good rushing football team. So there's that first step explosion. He covers 5 yards within a few seconds, and actually less than a few seconds, very, very quickly in a few steps, I should say. And then he never allows this corner to throw him off his mark. So obviously he has to get his head down and run quickly. So right there at that catch point, just before that corner's trying to put hands on Worthy to slow him down and throw off his timing and his tempo. But here, down the field, we're going to see this great ball tracking. And right here, there's the hands. He's going to kind of throw them off in the last second. He's going to bring what we like to call late hands. As a wide receiver, flashing the hands late at the catch point or when the ball is being dropped into the bucket like this. It's exactly how you want to time it so that corner has no opportunity to get to him. So obviously that speed on full display there, but he's more than just a speed guy. And what I like about the way that he was used at Texas for a multitude of reasons is he was lined up everywhere. So for Kansas City specifically, that translates very well because they like to move their wide receivers around and they expect them to know where they need to be, how they're going to play all these different positions, and how you're going to get open based off of where you lined up. So they've got him out here as this Z receiver, the lone receiver on the left side with an attached tackle, and he's just going to run a little bit of a curl route, but he's going to give a little bit of top of route feel here to the outside and then come back. And we saw on the first run through of the clip that, you know, this corner gets broken off. So here it is, inside release, little flash to the outside, hand works as that corner goes to the inside, and then he breaks it off back to the football. This is what I like to see. These are the subtle nuances of playing wide receiver that translate. And again, you've got ground you have to cover, but he's trying to get to the inside and then the outside and make this corner, again, think that he's going to come around and either go vertically up the field or go to the corner. And both of those things become available to him, and that's when we see him breaking off the corner. So here's the hands right there. As 21 tries to get inside or sees that Xavier is coming outside, he tries to maybe slow him down a little bit. He swipes the hands away and then is in the blind spot immediately and comes down. Deceleration for Xavier Worthy is legit. He has real true acceleration, speed, and the ability to decel, sink those hips and get through it. So he's going to work against man coverage against Washington here. And what I like, what Washington does well, I should say, they mix up their coverages. They give wide receivers lots of different looks. And if you guys remember back to my Troy Franklin breakdown last week, I showed you how they like to press some of their opponents' wide receivers as well. So here they come out, even with Worthy in the slot. He's faced with a little bit of press here. And they're going to do just a little bit of switch release. We actually see this all the time in the NFL. We see it a lot with the Chiefs as well, where you have that outside receiver switch release with the slot. And whether it's just going to be an attack to the inside or a sit route, or he's just going to come to the middle of the field and attack vertically, Worthy will then slot, release, hesitation, give that corner a little bit of shake, shimmy, whatever it is, and then accelerate by him right up the left sideline, free and clear of this deep safety. Right there, boom, that hesitation and the quick ability to sink his shoulders down with his hips and get underneath that and accelerate through the motion. And then once again, the deep ball tracking on display there. He's such a quick player, and he uses speed dilation within his stem and his routes very well. It's something that really does translate to the NFL. You want to be able to move corners all over the place and have all of those within reference. So really quickly, just want to talk about what this clip is going to demonstrate. This is a lot of what Xavier Worthy has struggled with in his career, the drops. The big point to him is that he's had a lot of drops, and specifically, over his 308 targets in his career at Texas, he has 19 total drops. And this past year, at 2023, he had 5 total. The years previous, he had 7 each. In 2022, he played with a broken hand. So we saw a decrease in his drops from 2022 and 2021 to 2023. And I'm not seeing a ton of real technical flaws, but placed a little bit cleaner. But at the end of the day, this should be a catch. And this is not just this moment here. He has, again, concentration drops littered throughout his tape. And it's one of the big knocking points, and understandably so, one of the big things coming out that he needed to work on. We saw Rashee Rice last year in Kansas City have a lot of concentration drops, and they weren't technique induced. It was more of just he was always trying to make a play. And right there in the end zone, the epitome of really trying to make a play, he drops a football. So Xavier really does have some of those things that he needs to work on. Now, this specific concept, this route, this entire play showcases positives, a little bit of negatives. So he's working against, in my opinion, a future first-round cornerback in Jabbar Muhammad, number 1 for Washington, who just transferred to Oregon, funny enough. But this is a curl flat concept. So they're going to motion Adonai Mitchell down inside. He's going to be running his curl route. These are deep curl routes. Xavier Worthy is also running what should be a curl route. And then this tight end out here comes to the flat. So there's really only 3 receivers on this play. But watch Xavier Worthy at the bottom of your screen here. He is going to try and manipulate Xavier Worthy. Or excuse me, manipulate Jabbar Muhammad a little bit differently. He's trying something different. So watch at the top of your screen, Adonai Mitchell. He's running just his route. He does a little bit of manipulation through his route, but at the top, he comes right back. There's no second guessing. There's nothing. He comes right back to the football. And now we're going to go back really quickly, and we're going to watch the quarterback, Quinn Ewers, who at the top right here hitches right there. He wants to throw this football now, okay? So he's expecting Xavier to come out of that, but he didn't, right? He's trying something different. He's trying to shake Jabbar or Muhammad at the top of his route and sell a different route. He's going to break this down at the outside, flash his head with his shoulder pads to that corner or to the out route, and come back to the curl. Now, Muhammad does a fantastic job there of playing Xavier Worthy in that moment, and that shows you, yes, he's going to have some top of route movement struggles. He's going to have some man-to-man things where he might not get open all the time. But the fact that he's trying something different with speed dilation, with selling a different route, and yes, he doesn't catch that football there. You'd like to see him maybe come down with it anyway. All of those in that play, you have some positives with him trying different things. You had the speed, the acceleration, trying that different route concept at the top, and then not being able to catch the football through contact. That's something that he needs to work on, absolutely. So all of those aside, I just want to show that play because it was one of the plays that I saw. He didn't catch, but it was a lot. There were a lot of things working in that play that he did very nicely that I was a fan of. So, and then we get some more press coverage questions for him. He's gonna be small. He's 165. I wonder what he's gonna weigh in at his pro day. I hope he puts on a little bit of weight, runs drills like he didn't do at the combine. But at the end of the day, questions about him against press are going to be dealt with, and this is one of those things that he has in his bag, and he doesn't create separation down the field here, but we see the immediate quickness. He gets to the right of this corner and stacks him extremely quickly. Now, from this point, he can do anything. He can go vertically. He can go to the corner. He can go to the post, or he can decelerate and come down here on the curl. That's all that I'm really looking for from him here, because it's a really nice attempt, right? It's showing you the speed, the acceleration, but also that he does have some vertical aspects to his game that need work. And all of that aside, with the speed dilation stuff that we have seen from him already, he has all of the ability to really create that separation and use that inside acceleration and ability to quickly get off of press and what's shown by press to really make guys miss back end. So a lot of things we see with press coverage is when they try to jam specifically, it throws receivers off. If you miss Xavier Worthy on that jam, we just saw he's gone. He's going to be gone if you miss the jam. But you got to stay in that hip pocket as a corner and really make you miss. So more press coverage here from Washington. Now we've got Xavier Worthy in a stack formation at the top of your screen. They're going to run a little bit of a wide receiver, fake wide receiver screen, and they have a motion to the right. And right off the bat, we see Xavier Worthy, who is going to also move with this jet motion. He's going to move out to the right, like he's blocking, and then he's going to break off underneath and come to the middle of the field. So the running back goes out to the right. Xavier now stems his route to the outside like he's going to come out here and block. And then they do a good job of inside releasing Jordan Whittington. But what I like about this play, showing you that, Worthy's coming through, how he's able to create quick separation. Outside, break off inside. Boop. Hand usage as well. Those are all things that he does very well. His route running and his hand usage through contact at and around the stem and at the top of his route are all very good. That's nuanced. He has these nuances to his routes. And while his route tree isn't as developed at Texas as you maybe want to see, he's a versatile player. And he has all the tools with his hips, his suddenness and his breaks, and the ability to use those hands against press to get open. So all the tools that allow receivers to get better in the NFL at route running and getting open, he's got all those already. So he's also versatile. Like contact. Is he going to get hurt in the NFL? Is he going to go down on first contact and be a guy that is just a possession-based player or a deep threat? I don't think that's the case, and a lot of it has to do with how he interprets this play. It's 3rd and 5. And we've got him, again, just running this to the flat, and you've got typically clear out. They're trying to get Worthy to the flat. Defense knows that, and they're going to break on his throw pretty quickly. And we've got, Alabama, which is known for having some of these really good corners that tackle and that are physical in the run game. So this is essentially run game. So you've got defensive players, coming out here to him really quickly. So Arnold's coming down. You got a linebacker, and I believe this is a safety coming through here to you as they see it. But you've got linebacker, corner coming. Worthy near the sideline on 3rd down. They probably just assume he's going to spin to the opposite side and then get a first down. That is yards after the catch, is yards after contact. Those are all things that really do translate well. So again, right here, he goes down, leans his shoulder into the corner and spins off of it and gets back into it, and then he makes another guy miss. That second reaction play after the spin and the bounce off is what I'm really focused on in this angle. So he's going to stop right there, put his foot in the ground and cut backward and make that guy miss. Arnold brings him down. That is how he's going to be able to generate yards after the catch and contact in the NFL. He has the tools. They're all there. And he's just so much fun to watch after the catch, whether it's his acceleration, which we're about to see, or the ability to make guys, miss in the open field, or bouncing off somebody. But that acceleration is next level, and they use him in so many different ways to get him in that path. All they have to do is find a way to get him at an angle. Now, this play comes back because of a hold from Jordan Whittington blocking down here. But this is what I'm focusing on. So he's catching the football. All right, I'm going to look, identify. Here's this player. I know that I have supposed to be a block here, okay? So for Worthy, he's got space. He's on the 30 inside the hashes. So he knows that his acceleration, he can get around that player if he's going underneath the block. So that's all being set up in his mind as it happens, and he comes to it. It takes one step to the outside and then accelerates up and through and then survives contact. He lowers his shoulder too. That's another feather in his cap, that right here, he does not go out of bounds and he looks to initiate some contact, showing you that he can do it. Now, he's going to be asked to step out of bounds sometimes, but there will be moments over the middle of the field where you can't do that. And I think he's showing in just a couple of those plays, there are far more on his tape as well that showcase that he can survive contact in the NFL. And now we're going to get a little bit to fun for Andy Reid specifically, because we know Andy Reid's got trick plays, and this is not the only time at Texas he threw the football, okay? This is a beautiful throw. It's a perfectly placed football outside the numbers, down the line, away from the defenders, allowing their tight end, Ja'Tavion Sanders, to go get this football. I love what he brings from the versatility standpoint, and that's just fun. Like, just having fun with football sometimes and having players that can come in, throw the football down the field. Maybe Andy Reid doesn't get as creative with it as he has in the past, but we've seen Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins all throw passes. Xavier really could be the next player in Andy Reid's system to do that. And then the very last play. This is the ability to draw coverage. The Chiefs, specifically without Tyreek Hill, brought Marquez Valdes-Scantling in to do that. Now, this play specifically doesn't draw to safety. This isn't just a football thrown on a line down the field. This is tossed up as high as Quinn Ewers can actually get it. But watch the subtleties in Xavier Worthy's route. So right up top through his route, he's going to give himself a two-way go right here, right at that point. You see right here, this safety, has his shoulder almost slightly turned towards that sideline. That's all because right before Xavier put his foot in the dirt a little bit to the right, made that safety think he was going to go out to the right, and then he burns by him on the inside. Now, giving yourself a two-way go is exactly what I mean. It's selling a vertical route, and then before anything, you either give one fake the opposite direction you're going to go, and then go that way, or you go the opposite direction. So he's selling a vertical route, shoulders square, and then at the very top of his route, he's going to look to the outside with his shoulders a little bit and his head and his eyes, and move that safety just a little bit. Field and never took his eyes off it. He has some of the best ball tracking skills in this class, if not the best. So I understand his drop concerns. I understand his weight concerns. Those things are real, and the route tree development will be there in Kansas City. One other thing that I did not mention, zone is still a work in progress. He does see it. He does understand it. But in the NFL, it's going to be different. You're going to have players dropping into different spots. So that early part of what we saw in Rashee Rice's career, or in a lot of these younger receivers that are still understanding the differences and the nuances of zone and how you break your route off and things like that, those will all be a work in progress for Xavier as well. But he does understand space very well. We've seen the nuances, the suddenness, and the speed, the subtleties in his game, the hand usage. All of those things are there. He's a legitimately good football player, runs good routes, catches the deep ball. I know he's got some drop issues, but the ball tracking is A plus, guys. It is so good. He does survive contact, and he can play. He can win against man coverage as well. It's going to be still learning for him in that department, how to keep hands off him. But at the end of the day, Xavier Worthy is much more than just his 4.21 40 that he ran at the combine. He's an athlete. He jumped 41 inches and in the 41 inches in the air. I think it was a 10 feet 11 inch long jump as well. So all those things showing you he is an explosive athlete for his size, weight, all those concerns. I definitely understand. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I do think he is a fit and a very good complement to what Rashee Rice brings to this offense. And he brings a lot of that verticality, top off, and drawing attention, bringing defensive gravity to the wide receiver position with explosiveness and real, true speed. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button as well as the like. I hope I was able to earn a like from you guys today with this Xavier Worthy breakdown. We will have Troy Fautanu next week. Washington left tackle will be on the docket for the next film room. So you guys have yourselves a fantastic day, and I'll see you.